All right, welcome back to Currency 365. All right, so China hopes for good news on IMF currency basket. This is Jin Zongnix from China representative. Now, hold up, because weren't just the dinar gurus talking about that they weren't doing anything till 2016? Isn't that the headlines that all the dinar gurus were getting and stuff? So why is China still hoping for good news for the IMF basket? Was that a setup? Did they try to trick everybody and tell everybody, look, we're pushing this off to 2016, but we're actually doing it this year? Who knows? Let's just read the article. All right, so it says China is well placed to meet the criteria for inclusion in the International Monetary Fund's benchmark currency basket. The country's representative at the international lender said on Friday Beijing has launched a major diplomatic push for the yuan's inclusion in the IMF basket of as part as a long-term strategic goal of reducing dependence on the dollar. And France said on Friday it would back the bid. Jing, executive director for China on the IMF's policy making board, said China would respect the IMF decisions on whether to include the yuan currency in the special drawing rights SDR basket, but was hoping for a positive outcome. Okay, so hold on. Let's see what he just said right there. He said China would respect the IMF decision on whether to include the yuan currency in the special drawing rights basket, but was hoping for a positive outcome. Okay. Um, I don't know. Let's see. The yuan, also known as the renminbi, was already ranked as the top exporting currency, he said. More importantly, China can potentially satisfy all of their operational requirements for being a reserve currency. Of course, they can in the SDR basket. Jin said at an Atlantic Council event, China had an active currency market, had recently liberalized interest rates and open interbank bond markets, and would soon open its currency market to foreign institutions, he said. The IMF's executive board is scheduled to decide in November whether to add the yuan to the basket of currencies comprising dollars, euros, and pounds. Okay, so this says they didn't say November 2016 or November 2015, though. This article does not state that, but I'm believing because they're in meetings right now, I'm believing it's November 2015 that they're going to decide if the yuan is part of the SDRs. And if it is, they'll probably put them in there January 1st, 2016. Okay, now I'm just saying that for right now because I don't know if this article is meaning 2016. You wouldn't think that if they're in meetings now, though. Okay, so it says one of the criteria is that the yuan be freely usable and or widely used to make international payments and readily traded on the foreign exchange markets. Jin said the currency may be nearing its equilibrium exchange rate. Okay, it says China has been using foreign exchange reserves since mid 2014 to support the yuan after pressure on the currency intensified since the surprise devaluation on August 11th. The move sparked turbulence on global markets and was one reason the U.S. Federal Reserve cited as driving its decision to refrain from hiking rates on Thursday. But Jin said the market reaction, while possibly irrational, also showed the importance of the currency. This is rare, even for some of the SDR basket currencies. So clearly, if the renminbi is not that important, the world would not be bothered to pay much attention, he said. That's a great point. So when they devalued the yuan renminbi in August, it sent a tripling effect around the world. Okay, that shouldn't happen unless this currency is that important. So the one renminbi actually showed itself that it is kind of important because they devalued it, then they devalued it, then they devalued it, and all the markets started to going haywire off of little small devaluations. Okay, and then we started to see something interesting. We started to see explosions happen. We saw explosions happen in China, in several plants and power plants. We saw explosions in Japan. Then we saw an explosion in the U.S. base in Japan, and then we saw several more explosions. I think last week there was more explosions. Okay, but of course this little 14-year-old is taking up all the media headlines, so you don't see all the explosions that are continuing to happen between China, the U.S., Japan, and Russia and everybody else that are doing these explosions. I don't know if what's going on, but it's probably because of the currencies. Okay, but then the mainstream media is not telling us that because they're just showing this 14-year-old boy over and over and over and over again. So they don't want you to know what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, and so we're gonna look for this because November's coming. They didn't say 2016. They didn't say 2015 either on this article, but they're in meetings now, and so we'll see if 2015 in November if they decide on adding them to the SDRs. Now, I got one of the guys, or well, not one of the guys, but somebody that is high up that I guess get intel from time to time. He was saying that November. This was a while ago. This was like in maybe 3-4 months ago. He said watch for the Chinese yuan renminbi in November to be included in the SDRs, and then actually the physical January 1st, 2016 for the physical launch of the SDRs, including the yuan renminbi. Okay, so what this article says that they're going to review it in November, and then of course January 1st, 2016 will be probably the launch of yuan renminbi as part of the SDR basket. That makes sense. Or they could do it next year, like the gurus are saying as well. We'll keep an eye on it and we'll watch it closely. That's about it. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a big problem in Iraq right now too about let me switch subjects real quick here, but there's a problem in Iraq going on with people leaving the country as well. We know that that's going on in Syria, but it's also going on in Iraq. Okay, a lot of the Peshmerga forces are, basically quitting and going, as refugees to Europe. So this is a big problem to watch out for. They need purchasing power, point blank and simple. They want you. You want a better life? Okay, drop your weapons and go to Europe. I mean that sounds like the best thing to do for people that want purchasing power and want to be able to live. Okay, but so a body needs to see this and recognize that the articles right here says some Iraqis are ditching fighting against the Islamic State for life in Europe. So our body needs to understand this, know this, and I'm pretty sure he does. That's why the reforms are here, and know that these people need a better life. And the way you get these people better lives is number one, jobs, and creating jobs, pumping money into your environment, into your market, and then number also giving them purchasing power. Okay, turning on electricity, water, and food would help as well. Okay, so but giving them purchasing power, letting them create businesses and be able to fly around the world and live a normal life. that would also help as well. All right, guys, Currency 365. I'm out. Peace.